Yeah, you got two choices, man. Take the blue or the red pill. Take the blue pill. Stay your ass in the world and keep on eating microwave dinners. You want to take the red pill? You can come out and wine and dine with me. It's a mouth, man. Let's do it. I got a Kevlar mind with Teflon rhymes, antidote to venomous minds that decline the truth. Trapped in a box, thoughts locked, programmed to be spooked. I'm on some lynch mob shit, but the devil programmed to shoot. And got some steel at the tip of my boots just to regulate. We can get it all night and morning, just name the date. And don't hesitate, being a gangster ain't no good if your thoughts is featherweight.
Pew, pew, pew. Get him, Spider-Man. Pew, pew, pew. I might be wondering what I'm doing, huh? See, I'm doing the same thing y'all about to do when celebrating this Hallow weird day, when participating in this day. See, the Lord called us to be set apart, to be hallowed. That's the true definition of being hollow. See, a lot of us is still childish, still stuck being kids, want to play dress up, want to play hooky. The greatest freak off is Halloween, when women can be slutty. You tell your children not to eat candy, eat your veggies. But on this day, they're allowed to eat candy, have cavities. On this day, to be childish. See, when I was a child, thought as a child, was even thinking like a child. I had a childish mentality. But once I became a man, I put away childish things like these toys, like these costumes that y'all about to put on your faces to be something you're not. Be the better you. I advise you to be the better you. Mask those flaws. Work on yourself instead of trying to be like somebody else. But let's get that in 1 Corinthians 13 and 11. And it reads, 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child and thought as a child. That's what some of y'all about to do on this freak off day. Hallow weird. Bunch of weirdos playing dress up, playing hooky. This is the first time you allow your woman to dress slutty with her cheeks out. You don't even like your woman talk to another man. But you will allow her to have her cheeks out on this day. Crazy madness. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. It's time for us to put away childish things and start to turn back into the Most High God and to really be hollow. Not Halloween, but hollow. The true definition of being hollow. Meaning holy, set apart. Let's get that. Leviticus 20 and verse 26. Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 26. And it reads, and ye shall be holy unto me, for I am the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye shall be mine. The Lord called us his. He's mighty possessive. He didn't call us to celebrate pagan days, to participate in Hallow's Eve, All Saints Day. He didn't call us to be a bunch of weirdos out here having, who know, these Diddy parties. You should be on trial. Not only just Diddy, y'all should be on trial for having these freak offs on this day. It's an orgy fest. Teach your kids to be gluttonous, eating candy before they even eat vegetables. It's a damn shame your kids know about Reese's Pieces, but they don't know about broccoli. They don't know about squash. They don't know about green beans and grandmother's, grandmother's green beans. They don't know about that, but they know about candy, Skittles, Starburst, stuff of that nature. But let's keep going. And have severed you from other people, that ye shall be mine. A man also and a woman that has familiar spirits. See, the Lord hates familiar spirits. or that is a wizard, a bunch of Harry Potters. Y'all out there casting spells. Thinking Cupid about to shoot the love of your life that night. Just so you can sleep around. Don't you know children die on that day? But we're going to get into that later. Shall surely be put, Shalakia, have a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones. Their blood should be upon them. The Lord said their blood should be upon them. He hates familiar spirits. He hates these pagan days. He hates it. He despises it. We walk around smelling like, spiritually, we smell like Medusa. We smelling bad, looking bad out here. This Halloween day is another gay pride day when you think about it. The nature of it. It's just like another pride day where people just out here just freaking off, being nasty, perverse, slutty, all that. This is another form of the slut walk. When are we going to be ashamed of ourselves and stop being childish? Stop playing these kid games. When we going to stop? And start being hollow, set apart, holy. The true definition of being hollow is to be holy, set apart. But we want to think goons and goblins and all that stuff is evil, and the jack-o'-lantern and the 666. You see, these devils believe, and they believe in God, and they tremble themselves. But we ain't even too much of batting an eye over the Most High God. But let's actually get that. James 2 and verse 19. James chapter 2 and verse 19. And it reads, "Thy believest that there is one God." It's not multiple gods. It's only one. "Thy doest well. The devils also believe and tremble." See, even the devils believe. It's pure madness when you become an atheist. Like these devils you in disguise as, they believe in God. Why you don't believe in God? It's time for us to put away these childish things and quit celebrating these pagan customs. It has nothing to do with us as men, women, and children of Israel. You blacks, browns, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This day don't have nothing to do with y'all. Let Edom have that. Let them have their days. Let them have their freak-offs. We don't need to participate in it. We don't need to be like the other nations and their customs. We rapping about being goons and goblins. Let's rap about being holy men set apart, kings, queens. And wear that banner. But Israel is hard-headed and rebellious. We can read that in Hebrews 10 and verse 26. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 26. "For if we sin willfully after that, we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remain no more sacrifice for sins." We got to get it together, people. And really dive deep with this, the whole origin of this day. Also known as Samhain, short. And during this day, people would get a jack-o'-lantern, right? The pumpkin. And this is a form of idol sacrifice. They would get the pumpkin on Hallow's Eve during the Irish custom. One of the Irish customs is to hollow out the turnips, the potatoes, and beets. and they will place a light in them to ward off evil spirits and to keep Jack away, also known as Jack the Smith or the drunk Jack. Let's elaborate that on Habakkuk 2 in verse 18. Habakkuk 2. In verse 18. And it reads, what profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof have graven it? The molten image and the teacher of lies. See, the Lord calls these lies. These are teacher of lies because it's unprofitable at the end of the day. This is used to bring you down. How a pumpkin gonna ward off evil spirits? It's when you resist the devil, he will flee. You can't defeat evil with evil. It doesn't make no sense. It says the molten image and the teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusted therein, to make a dumb idol. The Lord is calling the jack-o'-lantern a dumb idol. But yeah, we go to the pumpkin patch, taking pictures with your kids, thinking it's a great festive day. Think it's gonna ward off evil spirits. You thinking it's nothing. The Lord think otherwise. This is something to the Most High God. We looking dumb out here because he calling us a bunch of dumb idols. And as the master, so is he. So if the Lord is calling this a dumb idol, what you think he calling us? A bunch of damn dummies. We looking very strange out here. All for a piece of candy. Dumb idols. Woe to him that said to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise. It shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. There's no breath in it. This thing can't give you life. No, you put a light in it. The Lord gonna blow that candle out too. Matter of fact, a strong breeze can come by and blow the candle out that jack-o'-lantern. And that's the Lord's doing. You notice how the death rate goes up during this day? Gay domestic violence. Children end up missing. All this stuff happens on this day. The Day of the Dead. And the Most High God hates this day. You should hate it too. And when you think about it, you think about the black cat, vampires, werewolves, all which the Lord hates. Leviticus 17 and verse 10. Let's go deeper. Let's dig deep. Because if you don't know, now you know. You can't say you have not been warned. And this coming from thus saith the Lord. So let's get that. Leviticus 17 and verse 10. Leviticus chapter 17 and verse 10. And Salakia. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, like the vampire, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood. The Lord said, I'm going to be against you. And now this is the same Lord that these devils believe in, whom we want to dress up after. Now, don't get me wrong. My favorite vampire is Blade, but guess what? He not drinking blood. But we glorify that. Between Twilight, we romanticize about this. Who you gonna pick? Edward or Jacob? You better all be picking Jacob, but the Jacob of the Bible, not Jacob from that movie. Because he didn't get chose. Edward did, the vampire. But you need to choose Jacob of old out of this Bible. That's the Jacob that's going to win. Because that Jacob is going to inherit the earth and his children's. Let's keep going. And Salakia, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, these vampires, and will cut him off from amongst his people. The Lord said, I'm gonna cast you away. You will be a throwaway. You know how some of these game breakers be having throwaway pistols? The Lord gonna use you and throw you away. You'll be like spittle. You'll be spit in a droplet of a bucket. You'll be nothing. That's like plucking your eyelash. Hopes to find it. You'll be a castaway amongst his people. For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul. It is that blood. Therefore, I said unto the children of Israel, no soul of you shall eat blood again. Because you know, we so hard-headed, we got to repeat ourselves. So the Lord is telling us this again, twice. So basically, he's spinning the block. He's telling us again. No soul of you shall eat blood, neither shall any stranger that sojourneth among you eat blood. That means your neighbor, somebody who's journeying with you. They shouldn't be eating no blood like Esau of old. Like when you want your steak bloody, looking like a massacre. The Lord said that's nasty. That's why you shouldn't be doing stuff to a woman on her period. It's nasty. Let her heal. You want to funnel a woman on her period, on her cycle. Let that woman heal. The Lord said that's nasty. Eating blood. And whosoever man there be of the children of Israel or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunteth and catcheth any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust. For it is the life of all flesh. The blood of it is for the life thereof. Therefore I say unto the children of Israel, ye shall eat the blood of no manner of flesh, for the life of all flesh is the blood thereof. Whoso shall eat it shall be cut off. There you have it. So why you want to be a vampire? Because you want immortality, to stay looking young, youthful. The Lord promised the same thing to Israel. But it's a simple fact how you want to go about it. Why glorify evil? Why turn to evil when you can turn to righteousness, where that crown awaits you? You ain't got to worry about eating no blood, drinking no blood, or going against God and his ways, his commandments. Other customs, the witch, the broom. Notice how the witch always wear a black hat. The black hat was coined of a power and a principle of power. When you think about black, think about darkness, you think about things that are negative. Think about stuff that's dirty, something that's not positive. Halloween is the witch day. When the witches get their power from this day with their stones and crystals and stuff of that nature. That's also one of the customs. It's witch day. So during this day, it's going to be a bunch of witches in a city near you, drawing from this day of the dead, because they feel like during this day, witches become stronger. They grab their powers from this day. Let's get Deuteronomy 18 and verse 10. Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 10. See, when we do these things, when we participate in these days, we sacrificing our children to Molech. We're doing the same thing of old. Casting our children in his fire. Well, we should be protecting them. But let's get that. Deuteronomy 18, for there's nothing new under the sun. Deuteronomy 18 and verse 10, all the way down to 12. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or daughters to pass through the fire. Now, this fire is this pagan day. You know how people be saying, I'm doing it for the kids? Well, you don't give a damn about them kids. Don't do it for the kids. You're doing it for you. Because during this day, it's nothing but a bunch of weirdos and old folks dressing up and loving this day, knocking on people's doors and stuff, being greedy with the hand out. You don't even give to a bum. You don't even give change to a bum, but you want to give candy to your kids during this day. Damn shame. To pass through the fire, or that useth divination, are an observer of times. So, you know, people who be like, what's your sign? Your Gemini, want to read your palms and stuff of that nature. The Lord don't like those things. It's dark magic, witchcraft, voodoo, those stuff of those nature. God does not love it. He doesn't like it at all. He hates it. Are an enchanter, are a witch, are a charmer, are a consulter with familiar spirits, are a wizard, are a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination to the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. The Lord calls us to be perfect. He don't want you dancing like Michael Jackson with a bunch of zombies. He wants you dancing like David for the Ark of the Covenant. But you want to dance with zombies, with demons, being slutted out. Let's go deeper into these things that the Lord hates. 2 Chronicles 33 and verse 6. So I can bear with me. Okay. 2 Chronicles chapter 30 thrizzle and verse 6. Almost there. Verse 6. And he reads, and he caused his children to pass through the fire in the valley, and the son of Hanam also he observed times and used enchantments and used witchcraft and dealt with a familiar spirit and with wizards. He wrought much evil in the sight of the Lord to provoke him to anger. When we do these things and participate in these days, we provoking the Lord to anger, great wrath. This is God the terrible we're talking about here. Not God the timid, not God the soft. This is God the bronze. He got muscle. He's a machine. And the Lord's hated. The Lord hated. He hates these days. He despises it. It's a pagan custom. Samhain, Samhain. And this is what you participating in. Participating in. Let's keep going. Actually, let's drop that. Let's get Micah chapter 5 and verse 12. Micah chapter 5 and verse 12. Bear with me. Here we go. Micah chapter 5 and verse 12. And it reads, and I will cut off witchcrafts out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. The Lord is calling these soothsayers because they whisper sweet nothings in your ear. They just tickling your fancy. The Lord hated it. When we know Halloween is a wicked day, but it's for the kids. It's not for the kids. The Lord said, don't even make it about the kids. Think of Halloween and think about the Lord and what he hates. He calls you to be hollow, set apart, holy, not to participate in this day and to be a castaway, a throwaway like these other nations. Who give a damn about the Lord and what he likes and what he don't like? A lot of y'all still want to dress up like the Avengers. These are your heroes. The Avengers, Batman. It's time for us to put on the gird of David. Christ. Dress up as them. Be them. Throw this day away. You don't need it. The Lord hated it. Let's get Psalms 96 and 5. Psalms chapter 96 and verse 5. For all the gods of the nation are idols, but the Lord made the heaven. What do you want to make that person happy? The one who made heaven and earth? The one who made Orion's belt? He the one who made the stars? But we want to worship the devil, worship devils. Tricking and treating. We a bunch of tricks. Giving it up for some treats. And at the end, we gonna get burned. Now, who's really a pimp? Who's really being played? Let's get Acts 14 and 12. Acts 14 in verse 12. And it reads, and they called Barnabas Jupiter and Paul Mercury because he was a chief speaker. See, we used to calling people by other names, Greek deities and stuff of that nature. It's time for us to be holy and set apart and be a man of God now. And throw away this tradition and start putting on the armor of God instead of being goons and goblins. So if you didn't get nothing from me, remember this. Let's get Ephesians. Well, actually, let me see. Let me get one more for y'all. Actually, let me get one more for y'all. Deuteronomy 7 and 5. Let me get two more for y'all. Deuteronomy chapter 7 in verse 5. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven image with fire. For thy art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. We can't be above all people on the face of the earth if we participate in the things that they do. Take upon their customs. We're supposed to be destroying these things. When we see it, we're supposed to be destroying these things. Getting rid of all appearance of evil. But what we do, we decide to be childish. And I'll tell you this, put away childish things, man. And man up. Be men and women of the Lord. And with that, I say shalom.